Most people will go their entire lives with desire and never turn it into reality. Not because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity, but because they never understand the invisible process that transforms a thought into a tangible result. The 13 principles that turn desire into reality are not complicated, yet they remain hidden in plain sight for millions of people. Master your mind, and you begin to notice something extraordinary. The people who consistently achieve what they want are not necessarily the smartest in the room. They are the ones who learn to direct their thoughts with intention instead of allowing fear, doubt, and distraction to control them. That raises a question few people ever ask themselves. If the mind is the source of achievement, why do so many capable people remain stuck year after year? The answer is more surprising than most expect. There is a critical difference between wishing for a better life and creating one. And the final principle we will uncover later explains why some individuals keep moving closer to their goals, while others unknowingly sabotage themselves, even when they work hard. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill spent decades studying some of the most successful people of his era. What he discovered was not a secret formula for wealth, but a set of mental laws that govern achievement itself. The fascinating part is that these laws are available to anyone willing to understand and apply them. The first principle seems simple on the surface, yet it is the foundation upon which every great accomplishment is built. Without it, the remaining principles lose much of their power. And once you understand how it truly works, you may never look at your goals the same way again. The desire that reprograms reality. A weak desire disappears when reality pushes back. Most people say they want success, wealth, freedom, or a better future. But wanting something is very different from deciding that it must happen. This is where the first principle begins. The people who achieve remarkable results are not always the most talented. They are often the ones whose desire becomes stronger than their excuses. A vague goal creates vague actions. A clear goal creates focused actions. When a desire is specific, the mind starts treating it differently. Instead of becoming a distant dream, it becomes a target. Decisions begin to align with it. Daily choices become easier. Distractions lose part of their power because there is a clear destination pulling you forward. This is why many people remain stuck for years. They chase goals that sound good but carry little emotional meaning. The moment difficulty appears, motivation fades. Not because they are weak, but because their desire was never deeply rooted. The principle is simple but powerful. The stronger the emotional connection to a goal, the greater the willingness to persist when progress is slow. Desire becomes the fuel that keeps action alive when enthusiasm disappears. Look closely at any major achievement and you will find the same pattern. Before the result existed in the real world, it existed as a definite purpose inside someone's mind. That purpose guided decisions long before anyone else could see evidence of success. But desire alone cannot explain why some people consistently move toward their goals while others repeatedly sabotage themselves. The answer is hidden in an invisible structure that shapes thoughts, beliefs, and actions every day. And once you understand how that structure works, you will realize that success is being programmed long before it becomes visible. The invisible architecture of a winning mind. Your mind obeys the thoughts you repeat most often. Most people believe their actions create their results. While that is true, actions themselves are usually the product of something deeper: belief. Long before a person succeeds or fails, their mind has already created a silent expectation about what is possible. This is why two people with similar skills can produce completely different outcomes. One expects opportunities and notices them. The other expects obstacles and finds them everywhere. The world may be the same, but their internal programming is not. Every repeated thought leaves a mark. The mind gradually accepts familiar ideas as truth, whether they are empowering or limiting. Over time, those beliefs begin influencing decisions without conscious awareness. What feels like instinct is often conditioning. This explains why negative self-talk can become so destructive. A person who constantly reinforces doubt starts acting with hesitation. Someone who repeatedly reinforces confidence begins acting with conviction. Eventually, those actions create the very results that strengthen the original belief. The powerful insight is that this process works in both directions. If beliefs can be programmed accidentally, they can also be programmed intentionally. The thoughts you consistently feed your mind today become the reality you are most likely to experience tomorrow. But there is a problem that catches almost everyone. Even with a clear desire and a strong mindset, most people still abandon their goals before reaching them. The next principle reveals why that happens and why temporary failure is often closer to success than most people realize. The hidden power of intelligent persistence. Most dreams die a few steps before the breakthrough. People often think persistence means repeating the same action over and over, but true persistence is far more intelligent than that. It is the ability to remain committed to the goal while remaining flexible about the path. This is where many ambitious people make a costly mistake. At the first sign of failure, they assume the goal is wrong. They interpret a temporary setback as permanent proof that success is out of reach. In reality, failure is often information, not a verdict. Every major achievement contains moments when quitting seems reasonable. Progress slows, results disappear, doubt grows louder. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. Yet these moments frequently separate those who eventually succeed from those who walk away too soon. The remarkable truth is that persistence creates advantages that are invisible at first. Skills improve, judgment sharpens, opportunities appear, relationships develop. Small gains begin accumulating until they suddenly look like overnight success. This does not mean stubbornly repeating ineffective actions. Intelligent persistence means learning, adapting, and continuing. The objective remains fixed, but the strategy evolves. Many people never discover how close they were because they stop at the exact moment when patience becomes most valuable. The obstacle that looks like a dead end is often the final test before progress accelerates. But there is an even deeper lesson hidden beneath desire, belief, and persistence. It is the principle that determines who truly controls the direction of a life. And once you understand it, you will see that the greatest battle has never been against circumstances at all. Master your mind or live someone else's dream. The greatest prison is the one built inside the mind. Most people believe their limitations come from circumstances, lack of resources, or bad luck. But the deeper obstacle is often invisible. It is the collection of fears, assumptions, and borrowed beliefs that quietly dictate what they think is possible. This is where all the previous principles come together. Desire gives direction. Belief shapes perception. Persistence sustains movement. But none of them can reach their full power if the mind remains under the control of fear, doubt, and outside influence. Every day, people surrender control without realizing it. They adopt expectations from society, absorb negativity from their environment, and allow the opinions of others to define their potential. Little by little, they begin pursuing goals that are not truly their own. The individuals who create extraordinary lives make a different decision. They take responsibility for their thoughts. They become intentional about what they focus on, what they believe, and what they allow into their minds. They understand that freedom begins long before it appears in the external world. This is the hidden thread connecting all 13 principles. The real transformation is not financial. It is mental. Wealth, achievement, and success are often the visible consequences of mastering something far more important: yourself. The question is no longer whether your desires can become reality. The question is whether you are willing to take full ownership of the mind that creates that reality. When you do, The world does not suddenly become easier, but you become stronger, clearer, and more capable of shaping your future instead of reacting to it. And that is the moment when desire stops being a wish and starts becoming reality.